hashtag segment. And for that, we're bringing in a special guest, and that's Megan Brantley. She's a Vice President of Research at LikeFolio, and way better than both the Swan brothers that we usually have on the show. Welcome to the show, Megan.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you got it. So you're down in Louisville with those guys, right?
I am.
Okay, I love that town. But let's get started on a discussion about Ulta Beauty, because you guys are covering that at LikeFolio. What is your data showing you on this stock that seems to be recession-proof?
This one is a really fun one to look at because we've actually seen some year-over-year growth. We've also seen significant quarter-over-quarter growth. Now, that's to be expected, as last quarter was their holiday season. I don't know what, you can see the quarters on this chart, and it's about a 5% growth, which is nice. A lot of this has been driven specifically by influencers. And so what's neat about this purchase intent data is when I say driven by influencer, just, an influencer doesn't have any more impact on our data than I would tweeting or you would tweeting. So this is actual people spending money in Ulta, which is what you want to see.
Yeah, and those influencers actually get the name out there a little bit more. I know that your purchase intent mentions don't mention that any more than, say, you buying any of their products. But
right.
That also increases foot traffic, right, and sales for these type of companies. Are they reliant on that foot traffic and the communications that you guys are seeing on social media?
I think that they're doing a really good job. It's good to see after a big announcement from an influencer like Kylie Jenner, who introduced an exclusive partnership with Ulta, that people were actually going to the stores or ordering online from Ulta. It's important to note that they do have a strong digital presence as well, and they're working to build that. This is interesting because you can see that typically Sephora has dominated the beauty industry, and for the first time in late 2018, you see Ulta make some gains and actually overtake Sephora for the first time. So that is it's a very positive indicator for the company.
Quick question for you, Megan. Sephora or Ulta for you?
I prefer Ulta.
Okay.
The biggest difference, I think, Sephora has higher end brands, but Ulta has everything from drugstores all the way to those high end brands. So you can kind of get whatever you're looking for.
I gotcha. All right. For more on social media, let's bring in TD Ameritrade Network's own Jenny Horn. Good morning, Jenny. Or should I call you Kylie? Are you an influencer like Kylie?
I would like to think so, but no.
So what are we seeing on this? I mean, this is definitely not a topic for me, even though I put on makeup every day and I probably should wear more.
You do put on makeup every day.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind. But
what are you guys seeing on Twitter?
Ulta is an absolute rock star on social media. I mean, like she mentioned, the influencers, we see a ton of people tweeting. Whether or not it's influencing people actually spending money at Ulta, people are talking about it, so definitely generates that noise. There's this Jeffree Star giveaway who's an influencer, and it was all I saw on social media this morning. So people love to talk about now going to the store after they watched his YouTube video. I mean, people are crazy about Ulta on social media.
I guess so. Okay.
It's wild. So our first tweet says, Ulta, JP Morgan analyst Christopher Horvers removed Ulta Beauty from his firm's analyst focus list, saying his re-rating thesis has played out with the stock up 20% in 2 months. Analyst keeps overweight rating on with 345 price target. He believes company's longer-term growth story remains intact. So they have earnings next Thursday post-market. What are you really going to be watching aside from holiday sales, which is obviously super important to Ulta?
I think it's definitely going to be holiday sales, but I think you start looking at valuations. The all-time high is about 322 in this particular name. Does that provide a level of resistance to the upside?
Right.
But we've seen a choppy quarter as far as earnings goes for individual stores, mall-based stores, the whole retail space in general. So we'll probably be watching that, but volatility should be elevated in this name. But like you said, stock's up 23% so far this year. So are the valuations justified here? So you're going to have to see probably a blowout quarter for these gains to stay.
Right, and Ulta may have played some role in making Kylie Jenner the youngest billionaire, which has just happened. I hate to admit that, but
I heard that. You usually ignore that stuff, Jenny, but go ahead.
So our next tweet is from Elle Rose, who says, when you go to Ulta for just dry shampoo, but leave having spent $182. So this is kind of the general theme I saw on social media today. Now, Megan, do you see this at all with your purchase intent data? Are you seeing this theme of people spending much more money than they anticipated?
Yes, absolutely. I think you nailed it with that, because Ulta has such a wide variety of products, and they also have not just, hair products and cosmetics, but a wide price range. So it's easy to go in for that specific, expensive mascara that you're trying to buy, and then pick up a $5 dry shampoo on your way out.
Yeah, this might be the Costco of beauty products, right?
Right.
Where you go in expecting to buy one or two things and you walk out with a bag full of 15 things. Is that typically what you do, Megan?
I don't know. Maybe guilty, but I do think that you made another interesting point, that the stock, it is up a lot recently. So even though we are showing strong purchase intent data, it's important to note that I think guidance is going to be very key moving forward with how the stock performs after earnings.
Yeah, and to that point that this is basically an area or sector that's recession-proof historically, is the beauty supply stores, and people will always buy shampoo and beauty products. So
I mean, look at Estee Lauder this week, totally rallying. So that could be foreshadowing for possibly Ulta.
That's true. That's true. We'll have to wait and see on that. Hey, Megan, thanks for joining us today. We got to have you back on soon. I'd rather.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I'd rather talk to you than one of those Swan boys. So this is awesome. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, y'all too.
Okay. So Jenny, coming up on Virtual Trade with Scott Connor, what are you guys talking about today?
Today we'll dive back into diagonal spreads. We'll do a few more example trades. We'll talk about being risk defined as always, and we'll go into the mechanics of the diagonal spread.
Diagonal spread, long diagonal spread, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't do short diagonal spreads, or don't typically teach those because they're not risk defined.
Exactly.
Awesome. Jenny, have a great weekend. Thanks for joining me today. Coming up next, we're going to take a look at some more FANG Plus names. We're going to look at Facebook and AMD. Stay right here on the TD Ameritrade Network. Fast Market will be right back. Welcome back to Fast Market. I'm Tom White, joined again by Alex Coffey here on International Women's Day. Alex, let's do a quick market check before we get moving.